Hi, Joe Palmer here, Sunday, March 26th, and I'm really ticked off because of something I heard on the news this morning. Now, whether or not it comes to fruition or not, I don't know. I think if it ever did, there'd be a revolution in this country for sure. But the Congressional Budget Office, the CBO, came out with a recommendation that the VA cut disability benefits and predicate the disability benefits of a veteran based on income. This is called means testing. The VA already means tests. People think that if you're a veteran, you automatically qualify for all of VA benefits. That's not true. It is not true at all. There's different levels of qualification for services from the VA. I strongly recommend Vietnam veterans, if you haven't applied to the VA or enrolled and got on the Agent Orange registry and all the other things that the VA has in place for Vietnam veterans, then guys, gals, you're missing the boat. You should have done it years ago, and it's still not too late. It's not too late for any veteran to enroll in the VA. There's a lot of programs that a lot of veterans will qualify for, particularly under this new PACT Act. But what the CBO suggests, and I remember the number correctly, for a family making $140,000 a year or more, there'd be no disability benefit for the veteran. And underneath that $140,000 per family, they would prorate the disability. I don't know what the percentages are, but the long and the short of it is, if a veteran was 100% disabled, in other words, they could not work, they were confined to a bed, and the spouse made $140,000 a year or more, well, guess what? Under the CBO's thinking, that veteran would get no disability compensation. Now, I don't care what your political views are. I could really give a hoot one way or the other, whether you're for Trump or Biden or DeSantis or anybody else. But this crap has got to stop out of Washington. They're playing with lives of people that have given, in many cases, arms and limbs to the service of this country. And these yahoos in Washington are figuring ways to take away their disability compensation. This is just flat out wrong. If any of you ever had the urge to contact your congressman or your senator or whatever to express your dismay with the government, this is something I gotta believe that there's not a soul in Washington that's a politician that would be in favor of this action. Now, the VA has said they're not going to implement this at all. Well, you know what? I don't trust a bureaucrat in Washington any more than I trust a bureaucrat in California. To have the audacity to sit on your butt in Washington, D.C., sitting behind some computer, crunching some numbers, and say, well, we can save $235 billion a year if we do away with disability for veterans. You know what? Why don't you do away with paying for these 5-point-something million illegals that have crossed our border? Why don't you do something about the billions that we've already sent over to Ukraine to fight in a war that we're going to be immersed in for decades to come? You know, why don't you find out where all this waste is from all these programs you passed during COVID, billions of dollars, and you want to come to the veteran and take away their disability compensation? Folks, there's something wrong. There's something wrong out of Washington, and if this doesn't strike a chord among every veteran at least, and every veterans service organization, and anybody that honors the service that these men and women have given to their country, then I don't know what. So that's my rant for the day. There's a lot of other things I'd like to talk about, but I'm still so ticked off about this. I want you to think about it. I want you to think about what these bureaucrats in Washington are doing. They stay there in Washington. They live in Virginia, wherever they live. They don't get out in the countryside. They don't get out or anything. When's the last time a farmer grew a wheat field in Washington, D.C. for the Department of Agriculture to go look at? When's the last time somebody from the Department of the Interior visited a national park to see the backlog of people waiting to get in, and yet, hey, we're going to let these tourist bus from China get in, no problem, you know? You know, there's 9 national parks, I believe, right now that you need to make a reservation to go into. What is this, Disneyland? Anyway, that's my rant for the day. I hope you subscribe to my channel because I'm going to start getting a little bit more ticked off and vociferous in some of these Sunday videos that I do. So in any case, I hope you have a great day. Thank God for our veterans. Thank God for those that are serving in our military. And shame on those in Washington that don't really care about them. Again, have yourself a great day. Be safe, be well. God bless.